Hi, welcome back to the Birth of Venus channel. My name is Z. I'm a self-proclaimed daughter of Venus, and today we're going to get into a reading of what you can expect for the rest of the year. I'm filming this on November 11th, which is the 11/11 portal, so I thought it would be nice to get some messages to see what we're pulling into our orbit for the rest of the year. I have three tarot decks with me and three oracle card decks, so we'll see what we feel called to read and we'll see what the cards have for us. Alright, so we'll just get started. What is the collective's overall energy at this moment in time? And also, before we pull any cards, I would just like to bless this space and call out that this is only for energy that will serve everyone's highest good. I banish all other energies now, and I ask for clear messages for the highest good of all. And so it is. Alright, so what is the collective's overall energy going into the end of the year? We have the Page of Pentacles that flew out of the deck. I heard the word case study. So it's almost as if like you're studying something that probably has to do with the material world, and maybe you're cleaning up your finances, but you're really feeling like a student in terms of like, or taking a really in-depth look at of like your material life right now, your finances, things of that nature, anything that has to do with materials. I also have the King of Wands that came out, and strength. And this actually came out in reverse. And I'm feeling like a lot of people right now, especially with, and I talked about this in my last reading too, with the change of the seasons, a lot of people are feeling like depleted and like their energy isn't there and their strength is gone. But I also feel like, because this card rules Leo, like there's a lack of passion, but then that conflicts with the King of Wands, which is fiery energy and king energy. So it's like, it's almost, I feel like there's a sense of duty, like you're diligently studying something, you're taking account of things, and you're kind of cleaning up house, is what I'm hearing at the end of the year, and kind of taking a look at things that maybe are not serving you the best or that you're not happy with at this current moment in time. And so the rest of the year is really kind of being like an assessment of what you want to take into next year. I think that that's really something that's going to be important and heavily like weighing on you at this time from now until the end of the year. And that makes sense because there's a lot of retrogrades going on astrologically too. So it's really a time of like cleaning up house. The Page of Swords also came through. I'm kind of seeing this as somebody else's energy. Like there's going to be some kind of like I heard an intellectual younger person in your life, like somebody that's really going to make you think about things and question your philosophies and how you engage with life. And that's again kind of about this overhaul of what do I believe in. I think that that's also going to be something that's happening too. And it might be that you taking a look at your material world is going to start you to start asking yourself even deeper questions about, okay, because if everything is a reflection of our inner state, our material world is actually a representation of what we had in our mental world first. And I feel like there's going to be somebody, this is going to be applicable for some people. This is a general reading. And yes, we have the Tower in reverse in the back of the deck. But this is a general reading, but there are, for quite a few of you, I feel like some kind of energy. It might not even be somebody that you speak to in person, but it could even be like some of the content that you consume or just some of the conversations that you're going to be around are really getting you to reassess, like, what is it in my mind that is being reflected in the material world that I don't like? What are the limiting beliefs that I still have to work through? Where did those stem from? And how can I rewrite the story for myself? And then again, so we have the Tower in reverse on the back of the deck. It being in reverse kind of is making me think that it's not like this crazy moment, or for some people it's either like it's a minor Tower moment, or for others it's like you're the one who is exacting this Tower moment, so you kind of see it coming and it doesn't really take you by surprise, but you've had so much happening and changing inside of you that it finally is coming out in the surface of like you're the one actually creating this Tower moment, because you're like, I can't keep going like this. This is something that I need to change. And when you finally exact that change from the outside, it looks like, oh, what the hell is this person doing? But you've been feeling this and ruminating on this for quite some time. Okay, I think that's everything for the Rider-Waite, and I'm going to go in with my other tarot deck. So I have the Thoth Tarot here, and we're going to get a couple of cards. And this one is really good for shadow work. So I'm going to ask those kinds of questions of like, what kind of shadow work do we need to be doing to like help us achieve our goals for the end of the year? So one. My apologies there. I did have to stop the recording and come back. But we were moving decks to the Thoth Tarot deck, and I did pull 2 cards about the shadow side of this, or like what shadow work we need to go through. And the cards that came up are very fitting, and they're both like different signs in Saturn, and that's all about like the planet of Saturn. He's Father Time. It's all about discipline, and I really feel like going through to the end of the year, especially with these retrogrades and the way the planets are, we really are being called to have discipline. And that goes back to like this study that I was picking up on with the first card that we pulled. Anyway, the card that I got first from the Thoth Tarot deck was the Ten of Wands, which is oppression, and this is what the card looks like. If you can see, there we go. These cards are beautiful, and this one is actually Saturn in Sagittarius, and that is another, that's on the like ladder wheel of the zodiac. So we're thinking Sagittarius is also thinking about philosophical things. So Saturn in Sagittarius being more philosophical, but then in terms of oppression, I feel that for some people watching this, or like going to be a group of people, that there is some kind of oppressive energy that you have in your orbit, and you're being called to finally break free of that. This card also has to deal with cruelty and malice and some sort of injustice. So I feel like there are some of you that are facing great injustice, and the end of the year is really about finding a tactile, practical way of freeing yourself from this injustice. If this is coming in the form of a person, especially like an interpersonal relationship, please make sure that you're safe and get away from that as soon as you possibly can, because it doesn't serve you. And those people really, they have to help themselves, and some people are so far removed from the essence of God, of source, that they're not able to. And you're not supposed to martyr yourself for anybody. I just felt really strongly the need to like say that. So that's going to be for some few people, but please be safe and make sure that you have a support system, or you find a way to like safely exit something if you are really experiencing like some kind of domestic oppression here. For other people, I feel like this is, perhaps in a job, and it also ties into, we have the Eight of Cups, which is indolence, and this is Saturn in Pisces. So again, it's the Saturn energy in these later houses. So I really feel like there's some kind of overhaul that needs to be taken in. Like there's some kind of, I'm like hearing the word audit, like a life audit that needs to happen at the end of the year here. For some people, especially with the indolence and the oppression, it's like, because this is like being dissatisfied with success. It's like, these cups some of them are empty and then some of them have the water pouring through them, but it's a sad card. And it's kind of like you've gotten the material success, you've gotten what you thought were your goals on paper, but for some people there's like this really big redirect that has to happen, like something awakened inside of you, or perhaps there was a goal that you were always wanting to go after when you were younger, but then as you got older and you started to work, and maybe you had some other things, like maybe you have dependents, whatever the situation is, you felt that it wasn't practical to follow, you know, that vision that God gave you, that purpose that God put on your life, or that thing that you've always wanted to do. You felt like it wasn't in the cards for you anymore, and that it just was something that you had to put down, and you had to bury your nose and, you know, do what was expected of you. And there's a lot of people, like, they got all of that material success on paper. Maybe they've gotten promotions, they're working in this career, but they're not happy, it's not fulfilling. And I really feel strongly that at the end of the year, there's some people that are really going to be, again, shocking people with that tower again, because they're just going to finally say F it and go after the thing that has been on their heart to go after. And I feel that that's where material success and this passion will return, is when we're actually following the plan that we have in our head, because it's in there for a reason. And if it's been something that you've been thinking about, some people, this has been years and years that you've been thinking about doing this thing, and you just haven't been doing it, and you keep getting this nudge, and now I'm hearing that it's, you're going to be so uncomfortable that, you know, if you don't heed it, there are things that are going to fall away. So it's either you create that tower moment for yourself or the universe will do it for you. But either way, some things have to shake up for you to actually get with them. I do have a tarot of sexual magic here. I'm just going to pull a couple cards. I probably won't be able to show them, so I'm just going to like tell you what they are. Yeah. Just to get some like energy about love and other things at the end of the year that we have for the end of the year for the collective. So we got the wheel, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to show this one, but there's three ladies, and it's kind of like, it gives me this energy of opulence, and you know, the Wheel of Fortune is a card that can kind of go either way. This one was upright, and again, I feel that this is about abundance. Like, there is this abundance that will come for people who are heeding Saturn's advice, who are being disciplined, who are doing the work and doing this audit and really coming to terms with themselves and what they want to change. There is going to be a positive thing that will come to the end of the year. Like, you'll feel it first, and then you have to really hold on to that feeling and embody it for life to start shifting around you. We also got the Eight of Cups. This one I can show you. And that, I've got to work on the lighting thing here. Eight of Cups. And that is also like the same card that came up with indolence here. So that's kind of like a repetition of energy, and it's kind of showing up even in love. So maybe there are some people that they got what they thought they wanted on paper, and it's not necessarily what they thought it would be now that they have it. And I think that's also echoed by the Seven of Swords here, because these lovers have their backs to each other. So for some people, there's like a relationship that has perhaps run its course, and you're going to have to really think about what you want to do with that and how you're going to move forward. If it's something that can be worked on by discussing it with that person, by all means do that first. But for some people, I think they've been kind of dragging their feet on something that they know is inevitable because they don't want to face that. And this Saturn energy, especially like Saturn is leaving Pisces soon. Like, it's retrograde right now, so it's in Pisces, but then it will retrograde out and go into Aries. And so there's really going to be a lot of things that have to do with like partnership that are going to be on display as well. And We have to make decisions that are going to be hard, but the people who are being real with themselves and who are making those changes will see the rewards in the new year. So I'm going to now pull my oracle cards. I have the Divine Feminine Oracle right now, so we'll get a card for that. What can we expect in the end of the year in terms of the Divine Feminine energy? These cards are so big for my hands. Okay. We have Saraswati, the goddess of self-knowledge. The essence of who I am flows into everything I create. And that just really sums up this whole reading, because this reading has really been about like understanding what is inside and how that's reflected outside. The essence of who I am is in everything that I create, and everything that you're experiencing was first a creation of your mind. Like, this is just a feedback loop of what you think, so you can change it at any time by changing what you think. And in order to do that, you have to be aware. You have to be doing the shadow work. Now I'm pulling an Indigo Angel Oracle card. So what can we expect through till the end of the year? We have divine purpose. Yes. So we really have to be on our purpose. We have to be purposeful at this time. Okay. I feel very strongly that there are some people that have fallen out of purpose for a long time, and they thought that it was okay, and that, you know, they just have to chug along and this is what they have to do. And the new energy is not accepting that. It's like making you uncomfortable so that you really are like, okay, let's get it done. And then this last oracle deck, what is this one called again? It's the Greek mythology reading cards. I've been really enjoying this one. Okay. And so we got Artemis, the goddess of light. So I'm going to read the little booklet here for that one. Artemis, goddess of light. Artemis is part of light itself, but most especially the aspect of the sun's light that sparkles and glints on water. She was swift-footed and fast. In myth, we are told she is found in mountainous regions where the rainwater tumbles in streams and waterfalls, reflecting and rejuvenating her light rays best. As Apollo's twin sister, she accompanied him to fight the serpent, which represents the night. Her silver bow is the crescent moon, which reflects the light of the sun. Artemis was determinedly independent, ravishingly beautiful, and yet disdainful and enraged by the attentions of suitors. Imagine the strong light of the mighty sun hitting your eyes to understand her best. She was unforgiving of boastfulness and demanded respect. Artemis was one of the most powerful deities of Olympus, and she surrounds you now with powerful light, generosity, benevolence, and prosperity, which you should receive with humility and reverence. Yeah. So for a lot of you, I feel called to let you know that you are divinely protected, and those urges that you get to make these changes in your life, of course, it's going to come with a lot of discomfort, but it will ultimately be for your good. And, you know, your spirit team, your guardian angels, your ancestors, like, you are so protected right now, and they're really just calling on you to step into your purpose at this time. And this is actually such a beautiful reading. Like, obviously there are things in our lives, we all have our own personal Goliath to slay, and I really do feel like that's what this is like confronting those beliefs and those circumstances that have held us prisoner. Like, for some of us, this oppression is self-made. And so what are we going to do now to strip ourselves of that so that we can embody our divine purpose? All right, well, that was the reading. I really do hope that you found some benefit in it. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please comment down below what you thought about it. Thank you and much love.